What's up, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Today, we are taking a look at one of my favorite knives from, honestly, my favorite brand of knives. So you want to go ahead and take a look at the Tuya Coyote. I want to show you guys the new packaging with Tuya. So you're going to get the box, the cardboard box on the outside, and then inside will be the hard plastic case. And this is going to be the case for all of your new Tuyas. So just be aware of that so you will know what to expect when you order one. That's what you're going to see. And then inside you're going to have the knife, and then typically you also have a business card from the homie Dave Warren over at Warren Blades. He is the TuyaKnifeUS.com operator. He's the US representative for Tuya and a awesome human being. So make sure you guys check him out on his website. And there'll be a link in the description for using my referral link, and you can also use code BE.EDC and get 10% off anything on Tuya's website. But here is the Coyote. So the Coyote is the little brother to the Wolf. We will show a direct size comparison to that a little bit later, but this is kind of Tuya's first foray into a lot of things, actually. So this is their first time using camo carbon. They are using kelp bed camo carbon here, and it's also the first time for this blade finish, which, again, I'm sorry for blowing out the camera, but it is a polished, or a mirror polished stone wash, which is absolutely cool. I think it's a great looking finish. And yeah, we'll get an up close and personal view of that here in just a little bit. Let's go into some specs here. So it is M390 on the blade steel. And price tag, you're looking at $250 for the standard orange paper micarta version. Or excuse me, $225 for the orange paper micarta version, and $250 for the kelp bed version, which you have here. Now, of course, with my code, you're looking at $220 for the for this version, or $198 for the micarta version. Specs, you're looking at a 3¼ inch blade. It is 0.98 inches in height, and it is using 3.1 millimeter blade stock. Handle is 4.18 inches. At its highest point, we're looking at 1.08, and then here inside the finger choil, it is 0.77. It is fully contoured on the scales here, so you're looking at 0.61 on the scales, or excuse me, on the thickness, and then with the pocket clip it's 0.8, so right at 1 inch there. Excuse me, there with the pocket clip. Overall is 7.43 inches overall length, so really great length for my EDC purposes. I have zero issues with that size. And then your carry profile right here, and the highest point is 1.33, so again, great size. 3.5 ounce knife. No issues with anything on this knife. Quite honestly, I love everything about the knife. I love the thumb studs. I have been a huge fan of the Tuya thumb stud for a while. It's a nice grippy stud, and I never have any issues slipping off of these thumb studs or anything like that. Contoured handles are great. Could use a little bit more chamfering if I'm honest. However, they are nicely rounded, so not really any issues there. They did kind of remedy a little bit of what some of the complaints were with the Wolf. But a beautiful knife. You got titanium liners, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, and just a really, really gorgeous blade. Let's go ahead and jump into our close-ups so we can see all this stuff in a better light here. So here is that kelp bed camo carbon. So you have the beautiful teals and greens in there with the black. Really great looking carbon fiber. T8 hardware all the way around, and again we have titanium frame here, and then you can see all that weight relief in there as well. Really nice pocket clip. I'm a huge fan of this pocket clip. It's a kind of a contoured or sculpted pocket clip. Really good stuff there. It is not a captive pivot, so that is one thing I would like to have seen. However, it's not that big of a deal. Use 2 drivers, whatever, if you need to disassemble it. But, I mean, it is what it is. I would definitely prefer to have a captive pivot. We are perfectly centered, and our tip is spot on. Let's get in frame here. Lockup is perfect, absolutely perfect. Lock bar access is phenomenal. No issues getting in there and disengaging that lock bar. And here we have, whoo, blow out the camera there. Here we have that high polished, there we go, high polished, just insane looking finish here on the knife. So we do have a, looks like a hand satin on the flat that has been tumbled. And then you have the high polish primary grinds, the high polish swedge, and that has again been tumbled. So you have that a very unique look here on the grind itself. Now you do have a finger choil here. Again, I do wish we didn't have the choil, but you have a pretty good plunge grind there, even though it is a choil grind or a choil plunge. Sharpening from Tuya is always amazing. We have a compound grind here on this drop point blade. Just a really good looking knife. Beautiful, beautiful blade shape. Again, very, very reminiscent of the wolf blade, but this one is, instead of being a tanto, is just a standard drop point. Or actually, it might even be a clip point. I can't quite tell. I have a horrible time sometimes telling if one's a clip point or not, but really great blade. Feels great in the hand. I have zero issues with it in the ergonomics department. The choked up is fine, but where this knife really shines is just in its full size grip here. You do have a little bit of a landing pad here if you want to choke up a little bit more without going into that choil, so you can get in there really nicely. You got that little poon that kind of gives you a little landing spot there for doing your pinch cuts. Really, really great job on the knife. For all intents and purposes, a dang near perfect knife. Take a look at our hardware. Everything's just got just the slightest bit of wiggle. No real issues there at all. Let's jump into our size comparisons. I did say we were going to compare it directly with the Wolf. So I have the Wolf with the GL Hansen & Son micarta. So you can see that size comparison there. It is a substantial difference. Just so you're able to see that. So the Wolf, or excuse me, the Coyote is going to compare very favorably to a lot of the knives we're going to have here on the table, being in that, right at 7.5 inch mark. So just slightly larger than the Penguin here. Let's go ahead and get the Wolf out of the way. Then we have the Pyrite. Again, very similar size to the Pyrite there. Drop Bear. Drop Bear is definitely smaller than the Coyote. Then we have the Bel Air. Not too far off. Malibu. Malibu is pretty much the exact same size, maybe just a slight difference there, but not too much. And then the big boy coming in and going to make it look small is the MSI. And there we have it. So a really, really interesting knife. Like I said, I personally love the new blade finish, and I can't wait to see what else these guys are bringing to the table. I do know that there are a lot of really cool designs coming out. I've actually got 2 of them here. Well, I've got one of them here. The other one will be here in the next day or so. I did already unbox them, but then I realized that after going back through our conversations, I realized that ended up getting the wrong model. So I'll have a video on that coming very, very soon. But let me know what you guys think. I am very interested. I've been a huge fan of, like I said, this series, the Wolf. I really enjoyed it. And then when they came out with the GL Hansen & Son micarta, I had to have one. And then that's really kind of jump-started my collecting with Tuya. I was already collecting a lot of them anyway. Then that just kind of cemented my my love for these knives. But I've been a fan for quite a while. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. As always, I do appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Take care.